let's just bring you some breaking news now. The Brexit Minister, Lord Frost, has resigned tonight. We're going to go straight to our Deputy Political Editor, Sam Coates. Sam, what more can you tell us about this bombshell news?
Lord Frost, David Frost, may not be a household name, but his departure tonight is going to be extremely significant for Boris Johnson. Now, Lord Frost submitted his resignation a couple of weeks ago in a letter to Boris Johnson, goes in the new year. He says it's on good terms. But the departure of the man who was the architect of Brexit for the Prime Minister whose primary aim is to get Brexit done will be another blow for Downing Street after a tricky week. We understand that the reason Lord Frost is saying he is going is because he is unhappy with the direction of government. He thinks that taxes under Boris Johnson are getting too high. He thinks there is too much emphasis placed on net zero, the plan to get rid of carbon emissions from the environment and the cost that that places on the environment. And as it were the final straw, we are told, the re-emergence of COVID regulations, those regulations that we've only heard about coming back because of Omicron in the last few weeks. Why does this matter? Well, first of all, Lord Frost will be echoing a lot of the concerns that many Tories, particularly those on the right of the party, have. Secondly, it matters because Lord Frost was seen as a very important figure, particularly to Brexiteers, as a guarantor that Boris Johnson will continue to pursue the kind of hard Brexit that they wanted to see. We're in the middle of a massive negotiation over Northern Ireland and that Northern Ireland protocol. David Frost, I suspect, very unhappy with briefings from parts of government that his priority, which is to scrap any role for European courts in the oversight of Northern Ireland, no longer a big factor. Friends of David Frost not saying that that's a massive deal in the resignation, but it's hard to escape that that's probably likely to be quite a big factor. Lord Frost has worked alongside Boris Johnson for years, during the wilderness years where he was alongside, where he was out of government during Theresa May's time, and supported him as the man who was the architect of his Brexit plan from day one in government. This will unnerve a large part of the Brexit supporting right of the party. It's also a sign of the instability across the whole of the regime. And I think tonight MPs will be reeling at the news of a man that they thought that was integral to Boris Johnson and a guarantor of a particular direction for the Conservative Party will be going in the new year.
And Sam, it's not the first time we hear whispers, rumours that David Frost might resign. It was thought when it came before that it might have been a negotiating tactic to say that he might resign over the Northern Ireland protocol. Have there been, do you think, presumably there must have been thoughts about his successor?
So that's absolutely right. It was only in January that Lord Frost threatened to quit as then a non-ministerial role as an advisor to Boris Johnson because Michael Gove seemed to be doing a lot of the heavy lifting when it came to Brexit once we'd left the transition period. He threatened to leave and was actually handed a cabinet job, his current job at that point, in effect upgrading as a result of threatening to walk. We do know now that we do understand from two allies of David Frost and one government source that he has gone, that he has submitted his resignation and will leave in the new year. Some allies suggest that this is on good terms, but they also say this is likely to have ramifications for the Conservative Party. Replacing him is going to be very hard because of the unique background that he brought to that job. He has become the expert in negotiations with the EU. He is the face that the EU know. It isn't immediately obvious that there is a like-for-like replacement, and every MP, every Conservative will be watching to see that whether or not there is somebody sort of equally hard line put in that job because David Frost was seen at the more hard line end of Brexit negotiators, or whether Boris Johnson picks somebody a bit softer or tries to get away without filling the job at all. That is why the job matters, because it is seen as an indicator of the direction of Boris Johnson's government. Some MPs worry he is going a bit soft on Brexit. The DUP very nervous about recent developments on the Northern Ireland Protocol and this apparent softening of the position. As I say, David Frost not indicating that that's the final straw. He's going, we understand, because of wider concerns about the direction of government. But whatever way you cut it, it's very bad news for Downing Street tonight.